Hi everybody, Graham here, handkerchief at the ready, with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation, an emerging nation. We've been around for about 4 years, putting in solid foundations to enable us to be here for many generations to come, not just a few weeks, months or years. We are now in a position where we are expanding our economy to improve the liquidity and value of our currency, and that will benefit all our citizens. And anybody can become a citizen. You just come along and register, prove you're a real person, and that's all there is to it. There's no fee and there's no obligation. Once you become a citizen, you are recognized as a human being, nothing more, nothing less. We don't pigeonhole people because of their race or color, class, creed, gender, any of those superficial differences, height, weight, age. It doesn't matter. We always see everybody as a human being, part of one big family, all linked together by some almighty hand, and all unique. And so having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value to our community. So that is a non-separatist ideology. We don't separate people. We just keep them all together as one big family of humanity. And we'll have a little affirmation in a moment to help us with that ideology. Before we have that affirmation, we will have a little short prayer to help us find true happiness in life. That's something that you can't buy. It's something that quite a lot of people don't know how to attain. It's that lasting happiness, that inner joy that's always with you. And it can't be taken away from you. You can't buy it. There are people with lots of money that have still a question in their mind. They are still searching for something and they don't know what it is. And there's that hole that is within them that needs filling with that joy. And it can only be found through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is that it attracts into your life everything that you want and need. You don't have to be chasing after money or anything else. It'll be attracted to you the more you focus on loving service to others. So that's what our little prayer's about. But before we have that prayer and the affirmation, we'll just welcome in a few people that are here. And of course, the people that are watching the replay, because we have a lot of people that watch the replay. There's no perfect time for everybody to be on a live event. But we have Ronin live from Amsterdam in Holland. And we've got Lewis in from Portugal, Peter in from also from Portugal, Peter from Kettering in England, another Peter, Werner from South Africa, Bozina from Edinburgh up in Scotland, Derek in from Nigeria, and Eric in from Quebec in Canada. So let's get started right away with that little prayer, little short prayer, followed by that affirmation. Then I'll give you the updates, what we've been doing today, what's happening, and we'll also answer any questions that may crop up, which are always enlightening, not only for me, but for everybody else. Okay, so let's get started right away. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member, that they may find the joy of service. Excuse me. And through service, attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. Yeah, it started coming. I thought we were going to get to the end, but I couldn't make it. I apologize. Excuse me. I'm told it's hay fever. I'm hoping that gets rid of it until we finished. Okay, Our little affirmation. We're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay, who else have we got in? Nankiep from Nigeria. Right, the car sale is proceeding. We have now arranged for them to pick it up on Monday. When they collect it, they will, before they load it up and drive off with it on their transporter, they will release the payment to us, and we'll check that. Once it's released, they get the keys and off they go. So Monday we should finalize the sale of the vehicle. It is all agreed in principle. They have copies of the required documents, our bank account, which they are going to set up the transfer now, but it will be released when their delivery driver comes along and says, yeah, okay, it's the right vehicle and it's everything they said it was. They release the fees, we release the vehicle. So that's going to happen on Monday. So there will be information going out over the weekend to the people that will be affected. Mainly, that is the people that had those November loans from 2022, I think. So they'll be getting notifications about that. Everything else really is just as it was yesterday. We are not able to do much in the development because Devian is not available. And excuse me. And so it's mainly just keeping on top of things and trying to plan and organize for the future and getting everything sorted out. We do have some numbers for you. The numbers are, in the last 24 hours, an increase of 1 in our Share Hope program to 266. An increase of 14 in the 777 plan to 18,261. An increase of 11 in our registered members to 44,336, and an increase of 16 in our active members to 2,215. The only thing you need to be an active member for is to withdraw your funds from our community into your local currency, basically, so that you can buy yourself a pizza or a pair of shoes for your children or whatever it may be. Yesterday, I didn't have the numbers for the Multiply Weezer site, but there's no change in the membership over the last couple of days, and the bonus pool went up by just $1. Probably because we didn't log in yesterday. If you don't log in, you don't get the revenue share. If you log in, you get the revenue share. So we're up at $10,444.83 for the bonus pool. Multiply Weezer will be reborn, I think is the best way of putting it, once we get the time, after we have got the 777 plan and the Share Hope plan fully operational, and then moved on to the Fund Miracles site and the mall. Once we've got those out of the way, that's when we'll be concentrating on getting the Multiply Weezer site sorted with the Weezer tokens put onto a new blockchain with a controlled liquidity and value. Okay, let's have a look. I remember Nankiep. We've got Maureen in from London, England, and Mary in from the United States. And we've got a question from Eric, I think. For people that joined the Beyond Infinity site it was said that $35 was being reimbursed and the amount would be sent to our available cash wallet. How does this take before we get reimbursed? You have to put in a support ticket. I did, in fact, not long before we came live, send a message to the inbox, and that is that is there, telling you how to do it. The rebates have been paid since we started, but now we are doing it all through the available cash wallet. So there is a what is it? It's not an email. There's a message in your inbox explaining all that. We got Don in as well from Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada, and Sam in from Nigeria, I believe. Okay. Yeah, Beyond Infinity, we are waiting for them to launch the PPP plan. They say it will be definitely this month. When they put out the original video, they said within a week. That takes us up to, I think, this coming Tuesday. But if it's not there, we'll just hope it comes within the 5 days following that. So we're all waiting to see what they offer on that and the reassurance they give about the withdrawals. I think it's worthwhile getting involved in if you've got $500. If you are prepared to lose it. And having said that, I mean, I don't expect you to lose it, but there is always the risk. So don't put in money that you're not prepared to lose. I wouldn't recommend going in with more than $500 initially, unless they guarantee that the withdrawals will be sufficient for you to get your money out. At the moment, there's a cap on withdrawals at $500, and that's why I'm suggesting you only go in with one $500 entry. You can get your $500 back out in 12 weeks, and then you're home free. Whatever you get after that is a profit. Excuse me again. Now, excuse me. Now, if they increase the withdrawal limit to 1,000 or 1,500 or unlimited or whatever, then if you have the funds available and you are prepared to lose them, if it comes to that, as I say, I don't think it will, but there is always that risk, then by all means, jump in at whatever level suits you, up to the amount that you can withdraw. Okay. Ton. I found a video that explains about the Ton booster. I sent that out to you earlier on today. It's a good program. It's not going to get most people rich overnight, even though they talk about it taking 100 days or less in the video that explains how it all works. But it's a good video that explains it. Most people, it's going to take longer than 100 days. You've got to be prepared to be in these programs for like 3 to 5 years. People spend 10, 20 years putting on weight and becoming obese, and then they want to be back to a healthy weight in 24 hours. They want a magic pill, and it doesn't work that way. I mean, people know the solution. They know they've got to eat less and exercise more. That is basically how you lose weight. You eat less and you exercise more. But they're not prepared to do it. They're not prepared to put that in because they live in this we want it now mentality. And the same applies to generating income. No matter what plan you're in, whatever route you're taking, whether it's your own brick and mortar business or whether it's something else, you've got to be prepared to put in 3 to 5 years hard work to get it all working and get into that profitable situation. One of the most profitable franchises is the McDonald's franchise, but you've got to have a few $1 million in cash. You can't even borrow it. You've got to, or you can't be seen to be borrowing it. Let's put it that way. It has to be ready cash to get into their franchises now. And they say, you'll break even in 3 to 5 years. They don't say you're going to be rich overnight. And people are flocking to get in. And yet people get involved in something else where, they put in $10 and no effort at all, and they expect to be rich tomorrow. It doesn't work that way, folks. I'm sorry. I wish it did. We'd all be rolling around in cash, but would we be happy? Probably not. But if you go about it the right way and you're prepared to put in that steady, persistent effort and help other people and share love and abundance and be of loving service, you will find that you will be creating joy not only for yourself but for everybody that is associated with you, and that everything that you want and need in life will flow to you, whether it's relationships or cash or whatever else, but overall true happiness. So be realistic about things. Think about them as a 3 to 5 year plan. Don't think about them as 3 to 5 days. I've had people that have wanted to join me in the past, and they said, "Oh, I've got $100 and I'm prepared to put that in, and when that's gone, I'm out." They're setting themselves up to fail, and I told them, don't get involved. It's not right for you. And they get offended. But I'm only being honest, because they're putting conditions on things. They're saying, if I don't make a profit with my $100, then I'm going to consider it that I'm not winning, this doesn't work, and I'm a failure or whatever. You've got to just commit to something. I'm not saying you have to commit to huge amounts of cash or anything else, but you have to be persistent in doing what it is that you're doing. And to do that, you really have to love what you're doing, because if you don't, you'll find it a challenge. You'll find it hard work, and people don't like hard work. So find something you love and put everything you've got into it for 3 to 5 years, and you'll be amazed at the results you will get. I was talking to somebody I knew from way back in the, what was it called, Empower Network days. When I met him originally, he was a student in Israel. And he said, over the time, how long is it? Probably 8 to 10 years now. Over that time, he's made a lot of money. He's made multiple millions of dollars, but he didn't do it overnight. It took him a while. He got started with the Empower Network, and he didn't make $1 million, but he made a few $1,000 with Empower Network, and he went on and he's built himself, and he's put money and effort into educating himself. And that guy, as I say, now makes an awful lot of money. He makes millions of dollars a year. And I was talking to him, and he said, I believe anybody can become a millionaire, whether they're starting with nothing or whether they're starting with something, whether they believe in themselves or whether they don't believe in themselves. in 3 to 5 years, if they're prepared to put in the effort, and particularly in the development of themselves. He says, I think, anybody, literally anybody from any position can become a millionaire. And I agree with him. I'm not a millionaire, but I agree with him that it's possible for anybody that does go about it the right way and wants to achieve that. I'm not saying that they'll necessarily be happy, and happiness to me is more important than being a millionaire. Being a millionaire doesn't mean you'll be unhappy either. But if you go about things in the right way and you are happy, and on top of that happiness, you want to be a millionaire, then I think it's very, 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 very possible for you in 3 to 5 years. But you have to become the person that is worth the rewards that you want. You have to change yourself first before everything starts flowing to you in the right way. And you can't just have a formula and say, okay, I'm going to follow this formula and it's going to work because that's what other people have done. Because if you're not prepared to make the change and become the person that automatically uses that formula, then the formula isn't going to work for you. There's got to be that catalyst of your personality, your ambition in there. And it's best if you find something that you love doing anyway. Okay, let's quickly have a look and see if we've got any questions here. We've got Eric. Eric had that question. We've got Donna in from, I remember seeing Don from Vancouver Island. We got Sam in from Nigeria, Ahmad from Nigeria. We've got Ramachandra in from Watford in England. Lewis says the maximum withdrawal has been increased to 700. Yeah, but 700 is the equivalent of 500 anyway. If that's the case, Lewis, it was 500 last. When was it? Last Sunday, isn't it? It's Sunday. You've got to withdraw on that one day, Sunday. And when the withdrawal was on Sunday, it was 500. So if it's been increased between then and now, so it's 700 next Sunday, that's fine. But it needs to go to 1,000 before you put in 1,000, because you can't get your 1,000 out. Maybe you can over a couple of weeks. I don't know. But ideally, you want to be at that 12-week period where they say, okay, you've made 1,000, you put in 1,000, you can break even by pulling that 1,000 out. If you can't, then stick with the 500. So until it goes up to 1,000, stick with the 500 deposit in the PPP plan. My personal reasoning for it, you obviously do whatever you feel is right for you, but that is the way that I look at it. I would look at it and say, okay, if they're saying you can withdraw $1,000, then I'll put in 1,000 if I've got 1,000. In that way, I can get my 1,000 out 12 weeks, and I'm then free and clear. If it's 700, I can still pull out 700 maybe, but I'm still 300 adrift, aren't I? So it's moving in the right direction, but I would only invest what you can get out in one lump. We got Andrew in from Auckland, New Zealand. Sam from Nigeria. I thought I'd seen Sam before. Well, maybe I'm going back over things. I don't know. We've got Ahmad in. Hi, Graham. Can a paid member at the pioneer level of the WISA EBB pay plan pay EBB pay for the Warrior Chief as an additional level and enjoy the bonuses of the Warrior Chief. Yeah, of course they can. You can upgrade in any plan. You have to understand, I think some people think that you put $100 in and you automatically are going to make money. That's not the case with the Easy Business Builder plan. The only way you can make money with that plan is by selling that plan to other people. So yeah, of course you can upgrade at any time, but don't think it's automatically going to guarantee you an income. It means you have the potential to make more money, but it doesn't mean you're going to make more money. That's down to you. Okay. We've got Hassanin in. What's the maximum withdrawal for? We were talking about Beyond Infinity, Hassanin. If you're talking about We Share Abundance, there is no maximum. You can withdraw whatever you've got in your available cash wallet, whether it's $5 or 500 or 5,000 or 50,000. You can withdraw it. There is no limit if it's We Share Abundance, but there is a limit at the moment in Beyond Infinity. If they have moved it to 700, then it's a step in the right direction, and hopefully they'll get it back up to unlimited withdrawals in the near future, because their plan that they are offering, this PPP plan, people are going to be wanting to pull out not $1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. They're going to be wanting to pull out hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if they are saying, you know, this is what you make, and then there has to be a path to getting at those funds. And I know that may sound like, well, what about We Share Abundance? Because we've got people here that, yeah, and I accept all the criticism on that. We started out with a plan that we hoped would provide cash for doing nothing, really. It was a forlorn hope. It was a little bit naive. It turned out that we were operating a Ponzi, and so we've had to restructure the thing drastically. And a lot of people that got in the first 12 months or so and put in $100 never managed to withdraw much at all. Some of them withdraw a lot. I mean, we had about $4 million in income, and we paid $4 million out in commissions. And so some people made a lot of money. We got Bozina on here. It wasn't her, but her sponsor, Connie, made an awful lot of money in those early days, but it wasn't sound and it wasn't stable, and we've had to change and modify and do things differently. And now we're operating on a stable basis, and any earned income that you generate throughout our plans now is instantly available to you, and there's no limit on our withdrawals from that. So yeah, I accept any criticism that's going to come to me, and I hold my hands up. It was my mistake. It was my bad judgment that caused the situation, but over time we've put it right, and we're getting stronger and better all the time. And any funds that come in, like the money from this car and the next one that comes along and the next one, go in and strengthen our position and benefit all our members. It benefits everyone if we can be debt free. It benefits everyone if we have a strong, stable business. It benefits everybody, and we make it as easy as it is possible to make it, to generate income through the 777 plan and the Share Hope plan. Okay, we got Tony in from Sheffield in England. I wanted to take $5 out of the Share Hope back to my available cash wallet, but there seems to be a minimum set at $10. You can't take anything out of your ShareHope wallet. It's all automated, Tony. Why is there a withdrawal limit for this? Will this be changed? Thanks. I'm not sure where else you've seen where you've seen this limit. There should be no limits on the movement of your cash in or out of different accounts other than from your ShareHope wallet. The ShareHope wallet, the only withdrawals that come out of there are the automated withdrawals based on your status, either from the old ShareHope plan, which we've now given all those people a ranking that will provide them a minimum of the same withdrawals, or through qualification through the new plan. In the ShareHope plan, I mean not ShareHope tokens. The ShareHope plan, it shouldn't have a minimum withdrawal. If it has, then let me just try it and see what happens. I'm not doubting you, Tony. I just want to see, because it shouldn't have. And I've got my account open here, and I don't think it logs me out. And we go home. If we got some, yeah, we've got. Let me just try and withdraw, say $5. Let me try it. Where's withdrawals? Withdrawal. Withdraw money. Request. Let's put in $5. Withdraw money. Minimum withdrawal is $10. You're quite right. I'll get it changed next week. There should be no minimum on that, and no maximum. Okay, so yeah, I apologize for that. It looks like it is a minimum of $10 at the moment. Anywhere else that we find those, then we will be removing them, because there should be no limit on money in or out of those accounts. I know there's been a problem with it as well for people putting money in, I think, because the minimum amount is $5. And there's no reason why we should have a minimum amount. So that needs to be changed as well. But we'll get onto it next week. I apologize for that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, Tony. Eric says there is a $10 limit. I just tried it. Yeah, so did I. So we're in agreement, Eric, with Tony. What does he say? It does for some reason. I thought so. Thanks for checking. Okay, yeah, we'll get it sorted. Anywhere where there are limits, we will be removing them. They shouldn't be there. Whether it's putting money in or taking money out. I know there is a limit at the moment on putting money in. I think the minimum is $5, and there's no reason why we should have a minimum deposit level. You can put in anything you want as far as I'm concerned. So it will be sorted. Okay. So for most people, it won't matter that much. Most people will want to withdraw $10 or $20 or whatever, or deposit $10 or $20 or whatever. But the fact is, it shouldn't be there, and so we will get it sorted. More urgently, there is a login problem for some people that have changed their password in WeShare Abundance, and it's not updated in ShareHope, and they can't log in, and we can't even log in for them because of the encryption. We can't. There's no way to change that password now. So that is something that we'll be dealing with urgently. Okay. But it won't be until next week. Now tomorrow, I did mention yesterday, tomorrow I have a hospital appointment. I'll have to leave here pretty early. Don't know what time I'll get back. You never do with hospitals. So, but I will definitely be back for 7 p.m. But I might be back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or it might be 4 o'clock, or it might be 6 o'clock. Who knows? But I will be back. I can't imagine being back later than 6 o'clock. So I won't be able to do an awful lot. I will keep on top of the routine stuff, but the other stuff is going to get put off until the weekend anyway, and we'll just see where we are and what we can do. Okay. If there are no more questions, I've got nothing else to offer to you folks. One thing, if people that are in the TCC, I know some of you are twitchy, why aren't we? We want the 777 and the ShareHope plan running so that we can put some decent traffic through into those plans and test results. And those test results will be available to everybody. We'll be able to say, we got these, excuse me, we got these results from doing this. But the results that we do get will all go to people in the Turnkey Cash Cow program. So don't panic. It won't take long to get you up and running with good, steady income. I know that people are saying, well, we're 6 months into the year already. And yeah, we are. But a lot of the foundations are already there in place to start the escalation of income. And you'll be amazed once it really starts picking up how fast it'll grow. So the TCC people are going to be, if you like, guinea pigs for lots of different ways that we're going to drive traffic. And they're going to get the benefit of all the traffic, whether it works out really well or whether it's, not that good. But every member will get the benefit of the results because they'll be able to say, okay, we did this and we got that result. And you might say, oh, okay, I'm not interested in that one. It's not good enough. We did this and we got that result. Now, bear in mind that the results we get are not guarantees that you'll get the same results. We might do something that got not too great a result and you do it and you might get a really good result, and vice versa. So it's there as a guide. It's not they're going to say, if you do this, you will get the same. Unfortunately, marketing doesn't work that way. But at least if you've got some numbers, you can look at them and compare them and see how it does, and it'll help you. I wanted to move the money to pay for my EBB. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Tony. We won't be able to get it done until next week, and I'm not quite sure what day next week either. But we will get things done next week, hopefully. Okay, so that's it. I'll be here tomorrow, regardless of hospitals and everything else, at 7 p.m. London time on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook. Until then, get out there, share love and abundance, bring that everlasting joy into yourself by being of loving service to others. And I'll see you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See